So the Citroen C3, the big product from Citroen, it's going to be launched in the next couple of months. And talking to me about this and more is the global brand head of Citroen, Vincent Cobee. Vincent, thanks so much for talking to us.
My pleasure.
So, a very exciting moment for Citroen. I mean, you've launched the C5 earlier, the Aircross, in a very small way. C3, obviously, the big one for you. But, you know, just coming to the Citroen brand, what it seems is it's been a bit of a very slow, a very measured launch into the Indian market. Do we need a bigger bang approach, especially when you've got, let's say, a more volume product like the C3?
You know, we've had the pleasure of looking at the Indian market for quite some time. And as we all know, it's an extremely competitive, very challenging market, but also with amazing opportunities. So we want to approach it with a combination that will continue tuning of great ambition, but also great respect and humility. So we started with an industrial setup, engineering center, powertrain plant, vehicle plant. We launched the C5 Aircross, which for us is the ultimate demonstration of a Citroen brand capabilities. Great design, great posture, amazing onboard experience, starting with comfort, and fundamentally a very attractive transport solution. C3 will walk the same line, and obviously will grow in terms of visibility and exposure because we'll be entering the B-hatch segment. So we'll go in sync with the volume ambition and with the presence. We'll expand our dealer network. We'll demonstrate the car. We'll ensure that all the key elements of sales, but also ownership experience are present. And we'll grow as we go. I think we'll need to be always very respectful of the Indian customer. We need to start by creating value, and we need to accompany the growth. It's a fascinating journey. It's going to be a multi-year journey. As you know, we'll come back very soon with 2 additional offers, and that will give us a great platform to develop the Citroen brand in India.
Right. But just a quick question, are you happy with the C5 volume? I mean, just about double digits here. It seems quite insignificant, to be honest, if it's going to be a brand established and a brand builder in the run-up to the C3.
You know, C5 was meant to be a flagship. It was meant to be a demonstration of all the Citroen capabilities. And compared to what we were expecting, actually, we were running substantially ahead. So obviously, we're talking about a small segment and a fairly high price point, but it was a very great way for us to present to the media, to the dealer network, and obviously to a selected set of customers the amazing strength and values of the Citroen brand. So for us, a great result, but obviously in a very narrow segment, and we'll use this foundation to expand to the B-hatch segment.
And you know, Vincent, just to understand your strategy of launching the C3, you know, you've said that volumes is not your main goal. It's more about sustainable growth. But the sense one gets is the C3 has come into a volume segment. I mean, why not have brought, let's say, a 4.3 meter product, which is a more kind of a, let's say, a more progressive way into the market, and you jump straight into a volume segment where you do need volumes, you need a much bigger dealer network, and you know, that pressure is going to be there.
You know, you will see and experience the vehicle in the next weeks, and I'm sure you'll be quite impressed by what has been prepared. What we wanted to do to start with is to say Citroen is a brand that wants to bring attractive, exciting technology to the broadest possible audience. So the C3, yes, enters a sub-4 meter segment, but it enters with amazing onboard comfort, great styling, great posture, a lot of space in the car, great relevant technology, and that will make a statement for the Citroen brand. You know, it's not because you're in sub-4 meter segment that you should satisfy yourself with a low-lying, cramped vehicle. And it will bring a lot of energy to the segment. And then we'll build upon that to provide other vehicles. Some of them might be above 4.3 meter, as you say.
And I'm sure they will. That will eventually come. But you know, what's been a bit of the surprise is how quickly you're bringing an EV into the market. You know, it's effectively your third product, from what we understand. So obviously, the potential of the Indian market as far as electrification. Just wanted your thoughts on that. You know, Mr. Tawara said it would be as much as 25% in 2030. But 25% of what? Just your prediction of what the market size also would be in 2030.
But that's a fascinating challenge. You know, as a society, we all embarked into an energy transition that goes much beyond the automotive industry. As a newcomer, but also as a global player coming into the Indian market, we wanted to be future ready. We wanted to bring vehicles, all of them with the capability in a very short time frame to adapt to the Indian market. And we think that those fast-growing markets generally, and India in particular, could actually change quite rapidly, more rapidly than the Western world. Why? Because the challenges are massive, but also the dynamism of the market is extremely high. So we launch the new C3 with a variety of powertrain options, and there will be an electrification solution. What the balance will be? Probably quite low at the beginning, but it might ramp up very quickly. So we want to be ready. We know that this will happen through a variety of subjects. A, electricity generation, is it green? The availability of an infrastructure, customer readiness, financing options. But, you know, we should always look at the future with a lot of optimism, and energy transition is one of them.
Right, and just last question, Vincent, you know, just looking at the regulatory framework, you know, you said that you're ready for whatever the, you know, each market has in terms of regulation. But what we've seen in India is that, you know, the changes are suddenly sprung on you. Now, suddenly we've got this rule of 6 airbags for all cars. I mean, I don't know how what that does to your plans. You know, ethanol. You've got all these kind of, you know, curveballs being thrown in front in the shape of regulations which, you know, have a very limited time frame to bring to the market. So what's your view on that?
Fundamentally, there's always two aspects. We have a lot of respect for countries and their political intention. We will comply to regulation. That's an obvious one. We need time to comply to regulation. That's, I think everybody in the industry has the same situation. The benefit we have is we are part of a global company, so every needed technology is on the shelf, be it the type of engine and fuel or the type of regulation. So
6 airbags is not a problem. It's already future-proof for that.
It's a time question in terms of local development, but fundamentally it's not an issue.
Right. Well, wish you all the best. And,
My pleasure.
Thanks very much.
Pleasure seeing you again, Omar.
Thank you.